Hi, I'm Mike Rottenborn, the CEO of Hybrid Software Group. We're a publicly traded company based in Cambridge, UK, and we produce the software and hardware to drive industrial inkjet printing devices. We're actually the only company in the world with a full stack solution for all the components required to manufacture products using inkjet. So I'm here today to walk you through a few slides to explain our company and provide more details. So, as I said, Hybrid Software Group is a publicly traded company. The exchange we're listed on is the Euronext Brussels exchange with the stock symbol HYSG. And even though we're traded in Brussels, our headquarters is actually in Cambridge, UK. You can see a picture of our company headquarters here. But we have offices all over the world, including a very large one in Belgium. I'm now going to show you a very short movie to try to simplify the process of how do you create a printed object using inkjet. And what we'll do is we'll contrast the old-fashioned way of using printing plates and old-fashioned analog printing presses with today's digital printing process. So I'll narrate this as it progresses. Jobs are created by designers and typically saved as a PDF file. PDF stands for Portable Document Format, and it contains the images and the fonts needed to produce any product. So here we'll look at a label, and this is actually being prepped using some of our own software, a product we call PAX, to make it ready for printing. So the PDF file is turned from vectors and graphics into rasters or into a sequence of dots using a process called a RIP, or raster image processor. So that turns the design into various ink droplets, which can be different colors, maybe 4 colors, in some cases up to 7 colors or even more, and different sizes as well. Inkjet can print almost anything: packages, brochures and sales collateral, ceramic tiles, and of course the packaging that you see every day in your refrigerator in the supermarket. It's also used for textiles and personalized products and for 3D or additive manufacturing. So once a design is ready for printing, the next step is to make sure that it's laid out in a way that doesn't waste any paper or the substrate that it's printed on. We use that using software that we also developed to execute something called a step and repeat. And you can see each label can be made unique, can have its own graphics, its own barcodes, even its own color scheme. So this is the process now of creating a layout file for printing, which you can see right here. The next step will be to transfer that into the print manufacturing process. So you actually see some of our customers' digital presses here printing these products on high-speed inkjet devices. This is just a quick sample and a quick explanation of what's possible using inkjet print manufacturing. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get back to our investor deck. Hybrid Software Group is the enabler, the only company with a full stack of core technology needed to produce that variety of products that you see here and many more using inkjet. We call this industrial print manufacturing. And what that means is where printing is used in a process where it's decorating a product or it's packaging a product, but it's not the print itself that's being sold, but rather a product that uses printing as part of its manufacturing process. Inkjet is a critical technology driver for converting the manufacturing of many products, including fabrics, ceramics, and packaging, from old manual analog production processes to new modern digital printing processes. And this is the focus of Hybrid Software Group, to help our customers migrate from analog to digital inkjet. The key strengths of Hybrid Software, as I've said, is that we're the only company in the world that has a full suite of technology to do this. You see here 6 logos. These are our 6 operating companies inside Hybrid Software Group. So together, we're more than 300 employees, more than 100 engineers, with quite a heavy contingent of PhDs and very experienced software and hardware developers. We have a strong position in intellectual property, numerous patents, and key customers worldwide, both OEMs, which are companies that make digital printing devices, and end users, which are companies that buy those digital printing devices and make products with them. We report our financials under three segments. The first is what we call enterprise software. So that's where you saw the print-ready label moving into production. The second segment is what we call printhead solutions. So these are the electronics that sit inside a digital printer and interface to the printheads themselves, as well as the software that drives those. And finally, printing software is further upstream in the digital printing device. This actually takes data and turns it into droplets and dots ready for printing. So let's take a look at our financials. These are our financial comparison of 2022 versus 2021 after 3 quarters. So these are our third quarter financials, which have been released publicly to the market. Let's start on the left with revenue. You can see our revenue has increased year over year, and 2022 is not an easy year for any business, including for ourselves. You do see a nice increase in the printing software segment. Some of that is organic growth. Also, we have made some acquisitions that count toward printing software. You do see a shrinkage in our printhead solutions. That was actually caused by one key component on one of our circuit boards that we could not get. And so we had to redesign a board around components that were available. And that cost us some revenue. We estimate more than 4 million pounds lost in the first half of this year. Luckily, we didn't lose any customers, and we've picked it back up, as you'll see in our third quarter figures. And then finally, the enterprise software business, this is our largest business segment, has had quite some growth since 2022. When we look at the EBITDA of the various businesses here, we're also up. Printing software is quite a bit up from 2021. I should mention that we had about 3 million in non-recurring revenue, a nice one-time sale of some unused assets that did add to our EBITDA in printing software. But even so, with that aside, we're still quite a bit ahead of where we were last year. Printhead solutions, as I mentioned, had a tough start to the year, but they are on the uptick and expect to fully recover all of that revenue. And then finally, our enterprise software is down slightly, mainly because we added quite a few people to the team and did not anticipate the energy crisis and inflation that's gone on this year. So we've now made some adjustments to get the costs more under control for that segment. Group costs are simply the administrative costs, our audit, our group management team, et cetera. So profitability-wise, we are ahead of 2021 as well, and on track to finish 2022 very strongly. When we look to the future, where do we want to be? Our goal is to be a 100 million euro company with 35% profitability or 35 million EBITDA by 2026. That's going to be a challenge. We're coming to the end of 2022. As you see, we were roughly 50 million last year, and there are certainly some challenges in the economy. But we think we've got the right products, the right companies, and the right team to reach these goals. We also project a growth in our recurring revenue. That's an area of strong focus for all of our businesses. And we do anticipate some further acquisitions to bring more revenue growth into the group. Our operating locations, as I said, our headquarters is in Cambridge, UK. We also have another business in Cambridge, UK, Meteor Inkjet. Our largest office is in Ghent, Belgium. That's the hybrid software business, which is about 150 people, roughly half of our group. Staying in Europe, ColorLogic is headquartered in northern Germany in Rhine. And then in the US, we've got two businesses, Zytron, located in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and IC3D in Minneapolis. So worldwide, this is the split of our employees. You can see we're not very heavy on management and administration. We're heavy on sales, on solutions, and most of all on development. So I've used the terms OEM and end user in this presentation, and I think I should explain what that means. So an OEM is a company who manufactures a digital printer. This one happens to be manufactured by HP. So when you hear the name HP, you probably have an HP printer on your desk like I do. but not one of these things. This is a large multi-million-dollar printing press for corrugated, for boxes. So they're actually printing the top sheet in color that will then be laminated to the fluted corrugated board. A press like this costs many millions of dollars and consumes many different products. So we'll give some examples of the area we add value in a typical press. And I would qualify that by saying these are not all technologies that we OEM to HP. They're our biggest customer, but they take the technology that they need from us to build their press. And other OEMs take different technology. So we drive it with printhead electronics and the software behind the electronics himself. We have solutions for output quality and speed. This is our raster image processor, our print flat screening, and uniformity software, as well as color management software from ColorLogic. And then, as I said, further upstream, we actually have the image processing to get the print data stream ready to be printed. So this is the Harlequin RIP, as well as other products, including Direct, Fundamentals, and Harlequin. Now, let's talk about end users. As I said a little earlier, an end user is a company who buys one of these digital printers. And once they buy it, of course, they have to pay for it. So they want to put it to work. They want to manufacture products with that. So in order to get more jobs on that press and produced and shipped and invoiced and in their bottom line figures, end users need software as well. So we sell many of the same products to end users that we sell to OEMs. Software for preparing files, for editing them, for making them ready to print, as you saw in the video we just showed, as well as software to handshake with the ERP or the factory management systems that are in place at these large industrial customers. So you see, we have solutions both for OEMs and for end users. And together, that gives us a quote-unquote hybrid approach to the market. So I use the analogy of a rising tide lifting all boats. The more we sell to OEMs, the easier it is to sell to end users. And the more end users we have using our software, the more OEMs want us to contract with them as well. So really, the two halves of our business are very synergistic. And together, they're the key to unlocking the profitability of the company. Let's talk about a few segments. This is far from exclusive, but I want to give some examples of the various segments we operate in. Packaging is our number one segment. Most of our resources are focused on packaging. Why is that? Because it's not going away. You probably receive fewer direct mail, fewer catalogs, things like that than you used to. But everything you buy at a supermarket comes in some form of packaging, and most of that requires printing. So the packaging market is growing fast. It's projected to reach more than $1 trillion annually by 2030. And packaging will account for almost 2/3 of the global print market by that time. So the printing industry has converted to digital, I'd say rather slowly. In labels, there's roughly a 15% conversion, whereas in things like flexible packaging and folding cartons, it's single digits, and in some cases, even low single digits that have converted to digital. So there's a lot of headroom for growth in digital package printing. Ceramics have already converted more than 90% of ceramic packaging from old methods like screen printing over to inkjet digital printing over just a 10-year period. So this is converted very, very quickly. And some of our largest customers worldwide are in the ceramic tile industry. Let's look at a couple more. Textiles. This has a lot of room to grow. The digital production is at most 10%. And that was pre-COVID. I don't think that the figures have recovered to the pre-COVID levels yet. So there's a lot of room for adoption of digital printing of textiles. That also shortens the supply chain, and it's much more environmentally friendly. And then finally, 3D. Most of the new customers we bring on board today are in 3D or additive manufacturing of some form or other. There's simply so many new companies coming to market with new products to print anything from spare parts. There could be metal parts or plastic parts, all the way to prosthetics and medical applications of 3D as well. Strengths of the company: as Hybrid Software Group, our management team is very experienced. Senior management, we all have extensive experience, and many have worked with our chairman for quite a few years. In my own case, more than 25 years already. So we have a proven track record building successful companies, and we are focused on profitability. We can't give up profitability to increase our growth. We need to grow in a profitable manner all the time. So speaking of growth, what is our growth plan? Really, it's simple. We have to continue the existing revenue streams from all 6 businesses while also unlocking synergies by combining their products together. And there are 2 main areas where we're doing that. The first is in what we call a digital front end. This is a software solution that sits in front of a digital press and handles everything from the control of the printer itself to the graphics that get printed. In the past, we've sold components to the companies that build those digital presses. Today, we're actually selling turnkey digital front ends that are much more plug and play. So it's a product approach rather than a solution approach. And the second area of focus is what we call enterprise workflow automation. No printing device is an island unto itself. These printing devices sit in a factory, and the factory is connected to software systems that plan its production. So our software, our workflow automation software, helps to connect the printing devices into the manufacturing platform of the factory to drive more jobs with fewer people and fewer human touch points. Growth in market share. Well, again, we'll refer to the same 4 segments that we looked at before: textiles, ceramics, packaging, and 3D. And in this case, what I'm showing is not our total share of that market, but our share of companies that do what we do, that create hardware and software solutions. So packaging, we would estimate we have about a 25% market share coming into this year. 5 years down the road, we will be closer to 60%. Ceramics will grow from a third to a half. Textiles and 3D will also grow, as you can see here. So the key to remember is that the industries are moving to digital printing, and we're uniquely positioned to help them get there. So as the markets themselves grow, we will grow with them. Sustainability is also very, very important to us. This is our commitment to the planet, to the sustainability of our business and our customers' businesses. So I'd like to say a few words about that. The first thing to say is that inkjet printing is inherently sustainable because it's manufacturing products just in time. As each product is required, it can be produced and finished and shipped and used in other manufacturing processes. So it shortens the cycle time for creating products. Textiles, especially, if they can be printed in line with the manufacturing process, there's much less waste, also much less pollution from dyes and the previous processes that were used to create textiles. Packaging also can be printed in a just-in-time manner. And our company, actually, we've doubled down on our commitment to sustainability by making sure that we're carbon neutral. So we actually purchase tree planting to offset all of the carbon that our operations produce. That goes from travel to employees to our offices themselves. So we're already a carbon neutral company. So to summarize, the industrial inkjet market, especially the conversion to digital inkjet printing, is growing fast across many different sectors. Hybrid Software Group is the only company with a full solution for that market. Our companies are technology leaders. We own our own technology, and we've put together the right companies to unlock synergies to grow our share of that market. So one of the things we like to say, and this comes from our founder, Guido van der Schuren, is that our future is dependent on innovative technologies like Industry 4.0 times customer squared, or extreme customer care. So this means we remember where we came from, we stay humble, we take care of our customers, and together they take care of us. So just to close, I'll show you the 6 strong global brands: ColorLogic, Global Graphic Software, Hybrid Software, IC3D, Meteor Inkjet, and Zytron. These are the 6 companies that together make up Hybrid Software Group. Thank you for your time.